Hey monkeys, how you doing? Damian Keyes here. So last night I was chatting to a friend of mine, Tim Milligan, who asked me, how do I carry on promoting a single once it's been released without it feeling spammy? So, welcome to my top 10 tips on how you can carry on promoting a single after it's been released. Okay, so before we get into the top 10 tips on how you're going to promote this single once it's been released, I have three very important questions for you. This is how we can get our own house in order before we start trying to push this single out there even more. Question number one, what is it that you want the audience to do? Now this is really important because before we start trying to push stuff out there, we have to figure out what it is that we're pushing them to do, because an audience needs to know, okay? So question number one, what are you trying to get the audience to do? Is it to go to a link? Is it to watch a video? Is it to buy the single? You need to decide what it is that you're trying to get the audience to do, because number two question is, how are you measuring success? And if you don't know what you're pushing them to do, how are you going to measure that success? What are your targets? What are your goals? So let's say, for example, we are trying to get them to buy the single, in which case we know we're trying to push them to, say, Amazon to buy a single for 79p. Therefore, we can then measure success. We want to sell 100 copies or 500 copies. They go hand in hand. These two things are really crucial. And the third question is, what is it that you have shareable? Now, I know you've recorded a single, so you have the music, but how is it that you're going to start promoting that? Is it going to be on SoundCloud? Is it going to be on YouTube? Is it going to be on Amazon? It's up to you, but you need to have these links that are shareable. Otherwise, it's just a physical copy, which is a picture in your Facebook, which doesn't really mean anything to many people. So question three is, what is it that you've got that's shareable? So when someone says, I'll go and check it out, you can send them straight there and say, this, go here, do this. Okay, on to the top 10 tips. And number one is, when you've got the link of the thing that you want people to do, to go to Amazon, to go to Spotify, to go to YouTube, whatever that is, that needs to go everywhere. And by that, I mean it needs to go on all of your social media links. It needs to go in your email signature, and especially it needs to go on your Facebook banner. Now, your Facebook banner is a really important piece of real estate because it's the first thing that people will see when they click onto your Facebook. And so therefore, that banner needs to tell people exactly what it is that you want them to do, or it's a great advert for what it is that is coming up. If you're on tour, you should change your banner. If you've got a single out, you should change your banner. The banner is a way of directing people, just like a gig. It's a way of saying, don't worry, we've got this, I've got you, I'm taking you on this journey. They go to your Facebook and you're going to say, don't worry, here's my music, here's the news, and here's the bits about me that you want to actually see, the updated stuff. Now, I'm not seeing that for most people. What I actually see is just people going, did this, this was today, here's today's story. And most people who are coming to your Facebook aren't coming for the 10th or the 15th time. They're coming for the first time. So they want to know, what do you look like? What do you sound like, and who are you? Those three questions. And that banner is a great way of starting off with, here's who I am and here's what I'm doing at the moment. Number two, do you have a video for your single? Now, if you don't, it's not the end of the world, but nowadays you can make videos for free on a phone. And I know you want to have good production values, but also you have to get people's attention. So if you don't have the money or the creativity to be able to make a video for your single, which I think you should be able to, but if you don't, then what about a live performance of you performing the song? And you don't have to perform the entire song. What about to give people a sneak peek, a sneaky preview? What about if you just perform 30 seconds to a minute where you're just performing a verse and a chorus, or just a double chorus, so people can go, oh, that's cool. Oh, there you are performing your chorus. That's quite good. Maybe I'm going to go check out the whole song. And then at the end of the video and in the content, there are links to where you want to send them. Again, it all comes back to sending them to the place that you want them to go. But I think video is so important, and there's no reason. You can do Facebook Live, you can do Instagram Live, you can do YouTube Live, you can even do a video performance on your phone. Or you can just make a fully fledged video. We are in the age now where videos are so important. And so if you've got the music, then you kind of need to have some kind of visuals attached. And I'm not talking about just a lyric video. I think you need to be creative and find ways that you can make a video on the cheap, using your creativity in order to get people interested in what you're doing. Tip number 3, we all know about Facebook's algorithm. So what about utilizing what Facebook wants to do, which is spending money and doing a Facebook ad? Now, you don't have to promote a 3 or 4 minute video. You can make a 20 to 30 second snippet video or even a great picture promoting the single. And it doesn't have to be a lot of money. We could be talking £2 or £3 dollars a day, which is the price of a cup of tea or a cup of coffee for something that you love and you want to put all of your time and efforts into building. So it doesn't take a lot of money, but that £2 or £3 a day will drip feed into getting people to hear you and see you. And that's what this is about. It's about getting in front of people and then seeing whether they like you and whether they want to come on your journey and whether they want to go and listen or buy your single. Now, when you do this, the key to the Facebook advertising side of things is the demographic. You've got to really drill down into your demographic. It can't just be random people. You need to go into the back end of your Facebook, into the insights, into where it says people, and you need to see exactly the demographic of your audience. And the more you can drill down, the more likely you are to get someone from that audience to see you because they already like that sort of music and they like your style, and then buy into it. Facebook advertising isn't going away, and Facebook wants you to do this stuff. So why fight it? Yes, we want to try and play the algorithm game, but why not put a little bit of money aside each week to promote the thing that you're trying to promote? Tip 4, the power of one, and something I talk about quite a lot. Have you been through your phone book, your email list, and your socials on an individual one-to-one basis to message people? Because if you think about your audience, you think of it as one audience, but it's made up of people. It's made up of individuals that are there for you. And we all see messages that say, "Hey everyone, my single is out," and we don't do anything. We just go, "Okay." But this is an opportunity for you to message people one-to-one and say, "Listen mate, my single's out, I need a favor, I need you to go to Spotify and I need you to listen to it and I need you to let me know what you think. And if you like it, it's available for sale on Amazon." That person will go, "Of course mate, no problem at all, I can do that for you." But do that times by one big message, guaranteed almost everyone is going to ignore it. But they'll acknowledge it with a nod. Tip 5, spend time looking for opportunities on how you can get your music on vlogs or other internet content, on other people's videos. Now, I know this sounds like a very vague thing, but there are opportunities out there because everyone who makes videos is looking for royalty-free music. And I don't know, let's have a think about someone who would probably feature some music. Oh, it's me! This is a channel, this is a chance. I have Instagram, I have YouTube, I have Facebook. I can feature your stuff, and you'd be surprised how many people message me on a daily basis compared to how many people actually send me their music. Very, very few. Loads of people, how do I do this? 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 Not many people actually message me and just say, "Here's some music, how do I get it on your show? Here's some music, how do I get it featured?" You'd be surprised what the answer is. The answer is usually, "Yeah, okay." And I'm actually working on some ways to be able to do that on a daily basis to bring you value. I am one person. There are thousands of people like me that love new music, that have some kind of show that your music will fit on it. And yes, it's hard work, but you need to be seeking out these opportunities to find people like me who are here to showcase new music and actually embrace it in order to make their content better. Okay, we're halfway through the video and I want to take a quick break to talk about something. If you've got this far in the video, then good on you because you are serious about this. When you're building something, when you're building your social media, when you're building a brand, everybody wants to do the high-end stuff. Everybody wants to do the strategy. Everybody wants to do the creating. Everybody wants to be the striker in a football team and nobody wants to be the defender. And the power is in the distribution, which means the power is in the time it takes to actually do the work, the hard stuff. The 3 hours on Instagram messaging people, the 4 hours of research of just looking into vlogs or internet content and messaging people saying, "Is there any chance that you'll feature my music on your vlog with a link?" This is the bit that takes time and nobody wants to do this stuff. So everyone goes, I'll make cakes. Nobody wants to dig holes. I'll do photography. Nobody wants to do the shitty jobs. Everybody wants to do the really fun, exciting jobs because we should be able to do that because life is fun. Well, that's fine. But even with the fun, exciting stuff comes the shitty jobs. And if you don't do the shitty jobs, that is why your single and your album won't be going out there. You are relying on this magical virality, this viral thing that's going to happen because you're just going to put something out there and everyone's going to love it so much that it's going to go crazy. Well, I've got a message for you. On the whole, that doesn't happen. So your job is to say, fine, I'm going to put in hours every single day into getting it out there. Rather than going, I'm going to create and 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 nobody sees it. Create a little bit less and spend a bit more time actually getting it in front of people, getting the reach and making sure people know about you, know about your music and know what you want them to do next. Right. Back to the next top 5 tips. Tip 6, the giveaway. Now, we've all seen this. You make a single and you go, hey, win a chance to win my single. Right off. It's got to be more than that because your single's free. You can get your single on YouTube. You're going to be performing on Facebook. It's going to be on Spotify. It's going to be on SoundCloud. So therefore, why are you giving away something that's free? If you're going to do something that's going to make people pay attention and you want to do a giveaway, give away something monumental. Give away something that your entire audience goes, wow. So how about this? This is just one idea and you can come up with your own creative ideas. But your next photo shoot, a professional photo shoot. Why don't you run a competition for one of your audience to actually be in your photo shoot? So it's your band and this guy, or it's you as an artist and this fan. Why not? You've got a story, you've got something to write about with your social media, you've got something to make content about, and it's just a great way of actually putting something out there. And bands don't do that. They go, no, it's our band. We need to do a photo shoot of our band. Okay, but why not do something colossal? Why not make a video and say, you are going to feature in our video? Why not say, well, we're on tour and we're going to be up in Manchester, but I tell you what we're going to do, we're going to get you a plane which is going to go from London to Manchester to fly you to one of our gigs. Yes, it might cost you 50 quid, 100 quid on Skyscanner, but it's cheaper than trains in this country. So why not do something big? Why not give away your guitar? Why not give away something that's going to make people go, wow, that's huge, rather than trying to just do something embarrassing, which is give away something which is free that the audience goes, well, I didn't really want it in the first place. So therefore, why am I going to enter a competition? You've got to think big and think about how you can excite an entire group of people into wanting to do something. So when you're doing a giveaway, think of something that's colossal that everyone in your audience is going to share and talk about and tell their friends about. Tip 7, unspammy shares. Going back to the Facebook algorithm, there's loads and loads of forums and pages on Facebook which will fit into your demographic. Now, you don't want to spam them, but at the same point, they're there for a reason. So taking Tim as an example, Tim is into country music. So there are loads and loads of pages where fans of country music will hang out online, digitally hang out. You need to be getting in front of them. Now, what you don't want to do is just ram an advert in their face. What you want to do is something creative that's going to let people know. It's a way of building your community via going into another community. You wouldn't walk into a party and say, everybody, this is my single. You wouldn't. You'd go in and you'd start to talk to people. And then after a while, when you felt it was the right time, you'd say, by the way, we're into the same stuff, but if you ever get a chance, this is my band. That makes complete sense. It's the same thing when you go into a forum. Don't just find a forum, add yourself and say, everyone needs to listen to me, because nobody will want to do that, because you wouldn't want that to happen. So therefore, find these places where people are at that are in your demographic, and then actually make friends and actually be a part of that community instead of demanding that everyone comes to your community. Think of it as a bit of a long-term goal, and then after a while, these people will come across because they'll be your mates and they will start to do the things that you want them to do. Tip number 8. Rather than cover your own song, which you're probably going to do a bunch of times, why not find someone else to cover your song? In fact, why not make it into a collab? Why not find someone with a similar demographic and say, hey, I've got a single out, you've got a single out, I'm going to cover your song and I'm going to put it on my social media, you're going to cover my song and put it on your social media, and all of a sudden we've got the makings of a nice big collab. And that's something you could do every single. Find someone who's willing to do that and start trading off their audience, and at the same time you are giving something equally as good in return. Tip number 9, radio. You've just made music. Where's a great place to play music? Well, it's the radio. And I know you're thinking, oh God, yeah, radio, I'll get a plugger. Stop with that. Plugger is later down the line. Right now, stop being lazy and actually get your music onto radio. Do you know there is 57 million radio listeners every single week, and there are tens of thousands of radio stations around the world. There's like 44,000 radio stations in the US. There's plenty of opportunity for you to get your stuff on radio, because yes, there's the big ones, there's BBC, but at the same point there's loads of tiny ones. There's loads of radio shows on radio stations. So you have hundreds of thousands of opportunities to go and seek out someone that plays the same sort of music as you, befriend them. Now, the reason why you haven't done this is through fear. Why not spend a week, 3 hours a day, doing research, finding radio stations that will play your type of music, phone them up or email them and say, can I send you an EPK? Can I send you our music? All I need to do is find out what it is that you need from us to play the music. And if it's not good enough, we'll go away, we'll get better, and we'll keep trying. If you do that, there is a good chance that you will start to get on radio. But this idea of just giving it to a radio plugger and they'll try and get it on Radio 1 and everyone's a winner, all that happens is you're going to waste your money. Or you're going to get on BBC One Radio Introducing. Now, Radio 1 Introducing is a fantastic thing, but how many people do you know who've been on it? I know hundreds. It's not the be all and end all. It's one good thing, and you can't rely on one good thing. You need many, many of these things. So right now, stop thinking that radio is out of your reach, and stop thinking that there's some kind of gatekeeper, which is a plugger that's going to get you on radio. That isn't the way to do this. The way to do this is you and your time and your music, and sit there for hours trying to get your stuff on radio. And I guarantee if you do that over a period of time, you will start to get your music on radio. And then they'll invite you in and you can do an interview, and then you can build a relationship, and then you can do that again and again and again, and all of a sudden you're on some kind of radio tour. And number 10, get out and play the song. Do the thing that you do. You've written this song, now go and perform the song. Open mics, support slots, gigs, tours, anywhere that you can get in front of people and say, this is our new single, hope you like it, this is where it is, this is what I need you to do. When you've got a single out, if you're not doing 10, 15 gigs after it, you're missing a trick. And it might be local open mics. It doesn't need to be on tour trying to travel 300 miles up the road, but you need to be performing it. You need to be doing stuff and then feeding that into your social media. This is when I played this place and I performed the single, and here's a video of it, and that goes on my social media. And then when you're there, you're networking, you're talking to people, you're telling people, get out of your house and actually play the track, get it in front of people, and actually do the work. So that's my top 10 tips. It's just hard work, and it's all about digging holes and not about doing something exciting. It's about spending the time in the right places. You've been creative, you've made something, you're very proud of it. Now you've got two options. Number one, you let it sit there and you go on your Facebook every single day and you go, here it is, here it is, here it is, nothing's happening. Or you spend time getting it in front of people, telling them what you want them to do, exciting them and building something, and that takes time. Great, so if you can do me a favor, like, subscribe. Don't forget, I've got a book coming out, which is The Rule Breaker's Guide to Social Media. If you want to know more about how I'm promoting the book, then there's loads of videos on the YouTube, and the book is out in literally a week. You will see documented every day or every couple of days marketing strategies that I'm implementing to get my book in front of people, to try and get it sold and try and get it around the world, to do the distribution, which I'm doing all of myself with my team. You need to steal those ideas. So get on the YouTube, go and find some of those links, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.